What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. You can head to the link in my description below, sign up for my newsletter, and get a free graphic novel. All right, I've also got a campaign going on Indiegogo right now, which is called Deus Vult. It's a beautiful book, and if you love classic comics, if you don't want the nonsense in your books that is coming out of Marvel and DC, this is the thing to support. Support the channel, support our commentary. I write great books. We have wonderful artists. Please back Deus Vult today. All right. The story of the day today is DC Comics. Of course, they're back in the news. Now, not to be outdone by their future state where they seem to be just spiraling down the drain that Marvel went down with their Marvel Now initiative back in 2016. DC has been making replacement characters, of course, with all their beautiful, stunning, and brave counterparts. let's put it like that. And now, of course, they're going full-fledged for Pride Month. Now, this is really disturbing because DC books are little cape books, superhero books that little children want to emulate and little children are interested in theory. At least it used to be. That used to be the case with comics in general, is that you use them kind of as a gateway to get children to read. You get children excited about these little cape adventures because they're ridiculous. It's not really something that's meant for adults. And Alan Moore, of course, realized this after he pushed the boundaries, quote, of adult content for a while. And then he went back to trying to rectify that by making books like Tom Strong, which were more classic style comics, because he understood, gosh, this is a bad path to go down once it gets to a certain level. And of course, it has gone way past that certain level at this point. We are now to the point where they are, just grooming children through these books. And if you look at it with DC Pride, they're not even attempting to hide anything other than their weird social agenda to get all these children into their LGBT programs and all of that. It's really disturbing if you think about it at the end of the day. But this is where we're at. This is where these corporations are at. They want everybody groomed into this sort of thing. They want everybody brainwashed into this sort of thing. They're not interested in telling good stories anymore. They're not interested in having good morals anymore, teaching children about good heroism or anything of the like that. This is what DC can expect in the future. I don't know what's going on with Poison Ivy and whatever's going on here, but of course they changed the Green Lantern original 40s version recently. It's just one after another. They're just making every single one of these characters into LGBT counterpart, whatever. And so pretty soon, of course, they're not going to be satisfied with their black Batman or their black Superman. It's going to have to be a transgender, gay Batman, Bat-Zer. We can't really say Batman anymore. That's a gendered name. And that's where we're going to get into with these DC products. Of course, it's very bizarre, and of course, it gets even weirder when you then get Nightwing. And Nightwing's just a, again, like character who was into Barbara Gordon or Starfire. He does not have any sort of LGBT proclivities as a character. And yet they're forcing it on the cover here as he's dancing on a rainbow flag in a very bizarre way. So I don't understand what they're going for here. It's something that makes you not even want to go into a comic shop, because you can't bring your kid into a comic shop and have them start asking questions about this sort of thing and start thinking about this sort of thing when they're 9, 10, 11, because that's just not the way that you want your children to be. You want them to be thinking about just fun and not have them be sexualized by a weird corporation for their weird corporate agenda. So that's where we're at today. And of course, all the DC artists are celebrating it. They have zero self-awareness whatsoever. They don't know what they're doing. They just know that they have to push their lifestyles on everybody else, on American families. And this is why the comic industry is going to go down the drain. This is just going to further hasten the decline of Marvel and DC as they push harder and harder into this nonsense. Nobody wants this. It's not fun in the stories. Even the SJWs don't want this at the end of the day, the ones who collect comics. I was talking with a guy like that the other day, and I was like, look, we don't want Spider-Man to be a political lecture to us. It's not fun. You're not getting anything interesting out of that. You're not getting what you pay for out of that. And you know what? Even he agreed. He agreed on that level. And so most the audience, even those who are on their side on this, don't want this. And when you get into the children's level of it, that these are children's books, it's definitely not appropriate. I hope that they can turn the corner here, but it's going to take them firing their entire management, their entire staff at this point, and I don't think they got the will to do it. I don't even think the corporations up top even pay much attention to this level of their corporate nonsense, because they don't really care. They just want these movie properties, and these are loss leaders for them anyway. Well, they better get used to even greater losses, because this is what we got in the future. All right, there are alternatives. Of course, support indie alternatives. Get away from corporate comics, and have a great day, everybody. Keep your kids away from comic shops, I guess, is going to be the answer in June. Very sad. See you.